going on, guys? Welcome back to another Garage Edition. Today we're on episode 2 of the headlight build. Why it's been so long since I posted the first one is I didn't have my correct headlights. LED pods, as you knew. I actually ordered the wrong size, so I had to reorder. We just mocked them up with these. I haven't opened these pods yet. I hope these are the correct ones. Fingers crossed. Took a while to get here. I ordered the fastest one I could, which was like, I think, 3 or 4 day shipping. And the weekend slowed it down. And of course, yeah. But we're actually going to start back. And I did get a couple more things to finish the build up. Alright, so like I said, I had to go pick up another can of purple. What sucked was they didn't have a can of purple, so I couldn't take this open and basically paint it because it didn't have the paint. They just got the paint in today. I actually went up to Hobby Lobby because that's where I got it from. It was like $5.79. Went up there because they told me Tuesday. Well, they were unloading the truck so that they didn't have it. So I gave them my number and stuff, and they actually called me after like leaving them all halfway down the road. They called me, so I had to go back and get it. Of course, we got our white because we're painting our LED pods white. And we're clear coating them. Got the primer for that. Here's our light if you haven't seen the first episode. You should watch the first part because it'll show you what we did. Also, if you're doing this, make sure if you have a hard surface, keep this like wrapped up and on. You can see it's gotten dirty in my shop because I do work here every day. But like it hasn't gotten scratched. This hasn't scratched it. So make sure you just wrap it up real good. Here is our box. I ordered it from eBay, but it says Amazon Prime. So let's go ahead and open it. Now, when I did the first unboxing, I didn't put it on there. I was like, haha, it sucked if it was the wrong one. Well, I'm hoping to goodness this is the right one because it really put me behind schedule. And if this ain't the right one, I'm done. I'm retiring and moving to Florida. All right, please be the right one. All right. Oh, well, at least they come in a pretty cool little box this time. Cool little box. LED work lights, turbo. That's why the guy's seller name was Turbo SI. That's because the lights he sells. Okay. It's all making sense now. Alright. Make sure you can see this. Alright, please be the right lights. Please be the right lights. Got our hardware. It looks promising. It looks promising. Alright, please be the right lights. Ooh, look at that. That's actually nice looking. Alright. Only thing I seen on mine, it did have like a flat thing. Will this fit? It does fit. I just don't see anywhere we can actually hook it to. So let's go ahead and take the light apart. I know we just got a brand new light and we're taking it apart. Well, we take cool stuff apart to make even better cool stuff. No, keep nothing stock. Alright, so we got a little faceplate. Now this, let's see, actually, man, that's pretty sweet looking actually. If this would sit right here, that would be perfect. Huh. I think it'll sit there. Pretty sure it will. Just have to make sure it's centered up and everything. Alright, so basically, I need to take this apart because we're going to paint it. So, and I'm never taking one of these apart, so I don't know how well. Okay, so this is like makes it point in one position, I guess. Makes it even better. Alright, well, it looks like we can't really... What if we can take that out without actually breaking it? No, it looks like it's actually coated down in there. So I'm thinking if we actually just tape this off in here, then we should be able to paint it white, and I'll tape the cord off and everything like that. I think that's what we're going to do because I don't want to mess with any of that. So let's go ahead and I'm going to take the other one apart, and then we'll get ready to tape it up and do that. And then after we get it painted and stuff, we put this on. But I'm going to go ahead and tape this up. Alright, so we got everything basically taped up as good as I want. I did take up the cords and stuff because I didn't want to get them painted on them. But behind the pods here, you won't see, but I wanted to go ahead and get them. Basically how I figured out how to do this real good is just take a piece of regular paper, lay this down, just take your knife, just razor blade, cut around it. Don't be all fancy, get everything precise, because when you cut it, it'll be just a little bigger or something. You press it down in there, and it fits down there perfect. And I just put tape around the outside of cautions. Now, I know we didn't tape all the way perfect, but right past this tape is where it changes colors. And you remember we got that big bulb that sits here, so we really don't have to worry about that. So we're going to go ahead and throw a coat of primer on it. I am going to paint the brackets. I wasn't, but I forgot that they went on the side here, and I wanted the brackets. Actually, you know what? They don't go on the side. They go in here. We don't have to paint the brackets because I didn't want to paint them because when you put them down, the purple, black won't show up as good as white. So, good. I'm glad we didn't have to do that. So, we just have to paint these, put a light coat of primer, then I'll put a couple coats of primer, and then we'll put a couple coats of white on it. Alright, so the pods are painted, so we're going to let them dry overnight, and we'll come back out in the morning. Alright guys, it's currently the next day. Everything turned out really good on the pods. If you can see, the rings look real good. Even the pods turned out good. Alright, so there's that. Now we have to drill a hole in the bottom like I said we had to. Well, I was mocking it up, so I went ahead and took the tape and everything out of this one and put the lens back in. And now the bottom isn't painted because you're not going to see the bottom anyways, so I'm not worried about that. But I did mark where we had to drill a hole at because our lens actually sits down there, so this will sit there. And we'll have to drill a hole there big enough for that to come out of right there. And this, I was looking, this goes down over this, like this, fits perfect. And it leaves just enough room for to house this. So that is going to be perfect. Everything's fitting, at this point, fitting good. So, remember, I always have this, something down so it doesn't scratch anything, especially your lights and everything. So, I'm going to take this apart, and I'm going to mark up where I need to drill the hole in this one too. And then we're going to drill the hole. I'm thinking about cutting these wires and putting them back together, because to drill a hole this big, for that to go through, I have to use this bit. Now this is a big bit. I really don't want to drill a hole that big for that to go through right there. I really don't. So I'm debating if I cut these wires where the wires go back good and not cause me problems later on. I'm really debating, because I really don't want to have to drill a hole that big. I just drill like a small hole and just tuck them in and then wire them back up. And then when I wire them back up, I'm going to follow it out this vent right here. And then we'll zip tie it here and zip tie it on out through here, so it'll all be one wire. And we'll probably get some, I actually have it over here. So when it comes out of the headlight, we'll put this on, zip tie it, so you don't see the multicolored wires. So I'm thinking that's what we're going to do. I really don't want to cut this, because just these two right here with the controller was like 40 bucks. That's pretty expensive for two little squares, because this right here, just these was only 20, like 23. And our actual headlights is only 70, so $42 for little halo squares. I thought was pretty pricey, but I had to buy them because I didn't want to make them myself, because I didn't know. I mean, I could solder and stuff, but I didn't know how to actually do, you know, to make it function or whatever. But I'm going to decide what to do, and you'll see. Alright, so I went ahead and drilled the holes and everything. There's our first hole. Now, we didn't scratch the top or anything. I actually put it down on an old blanket I just cut. So that really worked. I was actually going to use my big drill bit and drill a big enough hole with it, because I did not want to have to cut these wires. I was like, man, I don't want to cut them. But after putting a drill bit in the drill press and stuff, and I didn't have enough room to put the product in there, the light pod in there too, I was like, I'm not going to hold it by hand and try to drill it, because then I'll just mess everything up. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to cut the wires. Like, I really don't want to cut them, but we're going to cut the wires. I'm actually have to go buy a solder gun, because I don't have one. We're going to cut the wires and everything. I do have heat shrink, so we'll heat shrink every individual wire after we solder them together. And then we'll slide this over and make sure nothing comes loose. So it's this bigger heat shrink, so we'll do that. Definitely going to do that. Want to do everything right, especially since it's been my headlights. And that was $40. It's killing me to cut it. So we're going to go ahead and cut the wires and everything. And we can go ahead and put them in the pod. And we'll get one pod ready, good to go, but wires won't be soldered yet. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the other pod, and we'll have both pods done, because I still have to take the other headlight apart and paint it and everything. But like I said, I only showed one on camera and everything like that, but you will see this one get built. So before I drop my camera, I'm going to go ahead and cut the wires. I hate to do it. So we got our pods and everything, the LEDs installed, so we're good there. Next, now, like, I'm kind of skipping around, but I was wanting to have everything done. Next, I have the reflectors. And I was trying to think, what could I do with these reflectors? I wish I thought about last night about painting them. But I was like, what can I do with these reflectors to make it look good? Because remember, we took them off and everything. Well, I was like, we could paint these white, because I didn't want to paint them purple because they blend in. I don't need reflectors. We are going to have LED signal lights, so that'd be enough, you know. But I was looking at these, and I was like, what can we do? So we are going to paint these white, and I said in the other video that we was going to paint them white and take Colossus's logo, that's the truck it's going on, and put it on there. Now we're actually going to cut those out of a purple, is this it? Yeah. We're actually going to cut that logo out of this color. It's a matte, like metallic vinyl. We'll cut his logo out. Might even put Colossus under it. But we want to do that and paint it white. And I was like, well, still it'd be kind of plain. So I am going to do this. I think it'll look good. Like I said, everybody's got their preferences, but this is the little details I'm wanting to do. I had these spikes. Now, I'll be starting to sell these on my website, G-Sparks Designs, here. I don't know, maybe in next week or so. But I'm going to put one at each corner, and I think that will look good. So we'll go ahead and drill out at each corner so we can put the screws through. So went ahead and got this installed. We got to glue it and everything, and I'm going to actually take it back off and glue the bolts on so these don't work their way out. I think that looks pretty cool. Now we will have the Colossus logo going there, of course, in that purple. I'll probably cut it out tonight. In the next video you'll see it go in. Now we do have our purple, this is where our main headlight will go. We've got our mounts on. And of course, one's for the driver, one's for the passenger. So we're going to put this in here, like so. And we can use that hole back there. I found out that these wires will go through the hole at the same time. But tell me, that is going to look sick as crap. Plus have that on the other side all in one. So I'm actually going to put like some tape on the bottom of this, so when I sit in here, it doesn't scratch this, because I do have to mark it. A tip, you should always drill your holes first. I actually painted it, and after I put like 2 or 3 coats on, I was like, oh crap, I forgot to drill the hole. So it kind of sucks, but just take your time and stuff. Now, when I do the other one, I'll go ahead and drill the hole and everything like that. Of course, I can measure and know where to drill the hole and everything to make it center with this one, but we're going to actually tape the bottom of this bracket so it doesn't scratch anything, because we don't want to scratch the purple paint. So we're going to put that in, and then I'll measure it and drill a hole, and that way I know where we can, we can do it and stuff. Now, I'll probably just drill it with a drill instead of putting on, I don't know, we can put it on a drill press. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and mark that, drill that. That way we can actually put the bolt on and put the headlight assembly together. That way you kind of get a look of what it's going to look like. Alright, so we have our brackets installed. I actually drill on top because we're going to drill down, because I couldn't drill from down up. I marked where I want my light to be. It's going to be 3 inches. This is the signal side. This is toward the grill. So this is 3 inches, and then it's 2 and 3/4 over here. 2 and 3/4 over here, because it gets deeper and shallower. So I want it to be kind of right there. And this has adjustments if I need to adjust it. It's just we can't do the depth. We can just do the side to side. So I'm going to go ahead and drill this, and hopefully it lines up good. I have a feeling we're going to have to cut this bolt, because it does go from there, so it'll try to stick through. So what we'll do is we'll probably put it on there, mark it, and cut it, and then we can have it the length that we need. But right now, let's just try to get it mounted. So, I went ahead and we put the bolt in. I told you we was going to have to cut it down. I actually marked it right here where it needs to go. I've got the nut on the back, that way we can screw it. The threads mess up. That's low as I can go, because that's almost exactly where it is. But if we tighten up a little bit, we'll have a little bit of bolt going all the way through. So we're good there. Like I said, we'll throw some Loctite on anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and we'll put everything back together. And hopefully we can just sit it down in the light holster itself and see what it's going to look like. Because it's like, once you work on something for so long, well, you could do this in a day, But when you're filming, it takes a little bit longer. But you could do this in a day, but if you didn't paint. Like if you painted it, you need drying time. So a day for painting and a day for fab work. You can put everything together in one day. So basically 2 days is a pretty good 2-day project. Not that hard. I do have some tools, you know, that I don't have to worry about. Like the heat gun, the drill press, the Dremel and stuff. So if you don't have none of this, it might take a little longer because you might do stuff by hand. So let's go ahead and cut this. Not too bad. Now you can use a, basically I've got 2 grinders you can grind off with, but I feel like just that little bolt, that is actually a stout little bolt. It's kind of overkill. Now remember, you have another bolt. So basically I'll just take the other bolt. When I have to do 2 things, I'll try to do them at the same time. Like we paint both pods, drill both pod holes. So I'll cut the bolts off. That way, like I said, behind camera, I'll build the other. So you won't be like, oh, well, he's doing the exact same thing to the other. So just make sure you measure for both bolts and everything, because I know you have to cut these down. So let's go ahead and let that cool off, and then we'll put everything back together. All right, guys, so we are done for today. As you see, this is our light. Now, we do have to hide the wires. You see the wires sticking out behind it. We'll have to hide those, and of course, we're going to put the Colossus logo there. I'll probably cut it tonight. And in the next video, I will be resealing it back up and basically installing it. But before we do that, we got to put it on the truck, and I have to wire everything up. That's why we got a soldering gun. And we'll try all the lights out, and then we'll take it, and I'm going to try to set it so I'm not pointing into people's you know, vehicles and stuff with the lights, because they're probably bright. But as you see, the truck does sit up high, so we gotta watch that. But this is what we started out with. I have to finish this one, but I'll do it behind camera. I can do this in no time. We turn this into this. All we have to do is reseal it. I think that looks pretty daggone good. I think altogether we have 70 for the headlight, 41 for the little square halos. So and then like 20 something. So with the paint and everything, I think we got maybe $130 in the headlights. Not too bad for a pretty good custom headlights. But as you see, I think they look good. So if you like this video, make sure you watch the first part. But if you do like stuff like this and seeing cool stuff built, I don't like nothing stock. So and I don't like really ordering anything out of magazines. I like doing stuff myself. So if you like stuff like this, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you punch that subscribe button, because we come back almost every day with cool videos and stuff like this. I'm George, and I'm out of here.